Hi and welcome to our tutorial. I just want to introduce us to the world of programming and development, but I want to start from the very basics, and I thought the best way to do this would be to introduce us to HTML so that we can be able to create our first web page. And so this tutorial is meant for people who have no programming experience at all, and so the idea is for us to be able to appreciate programming and see it as something doable and something that we can always build on from the onset. So we go straight away into our code. The first thing that we need to create our web page, it will be what we call a text editor, and a text editor is any program that allows you to enter and edit text, and the simplest one which we will start with today is Notepad, so that we can just get to appreciate it. I believe you have at some point or another interacted with Notepad, so I'll just go ahead and open Notepad. And so when it comes to HTML, we have what we call HTML tags, and we also have what we call we have what we call the opening and closing tags. So for instance, if to show that this is an HTML document, we'll start with an HTML tag. That is how we write a tag. You write HTML, in this case is our tag, it's an HTML tag, so we have HTML inside, and then we have this and this, that is the opening and closing tag. And to this is the opening tag the way it is, and to close it we do the same thing, only that we have a / here, so we can close it that way. And so when we have our tag like that, our content will be inside here. So today we are going to look at this and two other tags that we can use. And so the first thing that we need to do is to save our document. So we will save our document. I would want us to save it on the desktop, so we give it a name like my web page. And then one thing that you need to know is that the extension really matters. Otherwise, if we just save it, it will save us .txt, which we don't want. We want it to be recognized as an HTML document, so we'll save it as .html. And then it's on the desktop, so we can save. So after saving, if we come to the desktop, you find that our web page is right here, and as you can see, it's by default it will open with Chrome because it's recognized as an HTML document. So if we are to open it, you can see that in our browser it is showing the link to the file which is on the desktop, and here in the title it's showing the name of the document. And as you can see, there is no content because we've not added anything yet. Now there are two tags that I want to introduce for the sake of introduction today, two or more. So the first one will be what we call the head, and then we have the body. Notice that the head starts and ends within the HTML tag, and the body also starts and ends within the HTML tag. So we can see that the head, both the head and the body, are nested within the HTML tag, and you can have as many nestings as possible within each. So what the head mostly contains what we call the metadata, or which is basically data of data, just describing the way things will be happening. But for today, I think we'll only in the head we'll only have one, and here we will be looking at the title of our page. So we add another tag there, which is title, and then we close it, title. And then for our title, we want to call it my first web page. Then we can save. So if we come back to our page, maybe I can just resize my text editor, as well as my browser. Where's my browser? Yes, oh, that was my browser I was resizing. Then we resize our text editor so that we view them side by side and see the changes that we are making. So there we go. And if I come and reload here, you can see that this is now showing here. So that is basically what we have today in the title section. And then in the head section, that is, we have a title, and then in the body refers to this part here, the rest of our page, where we are going to have the content of our web page. So here I want us to type something like hello world. So if we save and come here and reload, you can see that the text has come here. So that is basically our first page. If you've managed to come this far, then you can congratulate yourself for having done your first web page. So maybe before I finish this tutorial, I can just I want us to know that there are several HTML tags that we will always find, and we will get to interact with as many as possible as time goes by. But I would like to introduce just two more, and as I said, you can nest several HTML tags within other tags, and in that we will be calling them HTML elements. And so I want to introduce the basic ones. The most common tag that you will get will be what we call a div. Div simply specifies a section of HTML, some content that you would want to format differently. We'll see that in the examples that we'll be doing later. For example, right now this is a div, but there is nothing specific that we put about it. So if we reload, we'll just get it the way it was, like nothing much will change, but we will get to exploit more as we advance. The other tag that I would want to introduce to us would be the headings. For example, if I write h1, that refers to heading 1. It's just a level of heading. So if we reload, you can see that this one has changed to show that it is a heading, and it is heading 1. You can change this to heading 2 and see what happens. You can see it's the heading. It has some formatting associated with it, but the size has reduced, and we can even change it to heading 3 and so on and so forth. And you can see same thing, it's reduced in size. So that is one other another important one that you may encounter. We have what we call a paragraph. For instance, we can get this back to heading 1 and then come here and would introduce, paragraph is depicted by P, so we have an opening and closing tag, and then within it we write welcome to programming. Then if we look at this and reload, you can see that our paragraph has come down there and our heading remains. Yeah, so this is basically your first page, and as you can see there is nothing much associated with it. Another thing that I wanted us to appreciate is if I say, as you can see here, everything is on its own line. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. I think something just happened. Let me just open it afresh. Yeah, so what I wanted to say was you can see that everything is on its own line. So what if we made everything to be on the same line? Let's just do it and see what happens. Just lengthen this a bit. So if we save this, you can see it's a very long one. If we reload, you can see that our page hasn't changed much. And so the idea here is that whether we have everything on the same line or we have it in separate lines, it still has the same effect. But the reason why we use separate lines is just for the sake of order. We want our code to be readable, and we want somebody looking at it for the first time who has not been working on it to understand what is happening. And in addition to having them on different lines, we also want to indent our code for the same reason, because we want it to be organized, to make it easy to work with, both for us and for others. So like in this case, if we were to move this one maybe like that, and have this that way and have that way, our code becomes more organized. Yes, that way. So somebody can look at this code and say we have a HTML tag that starts here and ends here. That is an HTML document, and we have a head. Within the HTML we have a head that starts there and ends here, and we also have a body that starts and ends here, and within the head we have a title. So like the indenting helps to create order. So thank you so much for watching. That was it for today. In the next tutorial we are going to now add some styling to this page of ours and make it a little bit more appealing to the eye, and also we'll be doing that in a different text editor, because Notepad is the most basic, but we would want to get a suitable text editor that will make our work a lot easier. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our channel for more videos. Thank you.